Vamos a conversar con el productor de esta gigantesca película. Lorenzo, nice to meet you. How's your day so far?
Fantastic, thank you.
Peru. So first of all, in which moment of the project the idea of Peru pop up?
I always wanted to go to Machu Picchu, and the original script actually had us going to Rio. And we were gonna, what's the name of the statue in Brazil?
Corcovado.
Yeah. And so it was gonna play around that. And I was like, no, we're going to Peru. We're gonna go to Machu Picchu. And you never know if it's gonna stay. Because sometimes it's cost, any number of things, and COVID. So it was like, oh boy, that was close. And so thankfully we went, and you know, we got to spend 9 days on Machu Picchu. It was an incredible emotional experience.
But the logistics to get
Yes.
a big crew and a big franchise like this.
Yes.
In a country that is not used to have this kind of things.
It's true.
So how was?
It's true. Peru does not have the infrastructure for a movie like this. So what was one of the fun things is you bring a bunch of Peruvians into this thing, and they learn what we're doing, you know. And so we had to work together as cultures. Which is what the movie's about as well. So it was really interesting. I mean, we challenged ourselves because going to Tarapoto and shooting in the jungle for a month was so hot, so beautiful, and then you go to Cusco and it's so high and you can't breathe, you know? So we didn't make it easy on ourselves.
Do you remember how many people you move around? It's like an army of technicians.
Well, at one point when we did the parade, we had, I think, over 1,000 people working.
Wow.
Yeah.
But planning, how important is for you as a producer? How many months before you need to arrange everything, especially with the Peruvian government? How was that part of the job?
You know, so the Peruvian government's no different than the American government or any other government we've dealt with. But what was great was we were really celebrating Peru. We weren't just going to go to Machu Picchu and take advantage of how beautiful. We weren't just going to Cusco. We were going to the jungle. So you're seeing a lot of Peru in a way, you know. And the government appreciated that we were not just coming for 2 days and shoot the monument and leave.
Yeah.
And also hired a lot of people. So I think that really helped us. Particularly on Machu Picchu, it was so important not only to get the permit, but also how to take care of it. And how you know, normally we have a lot of equipment. We couldn't bring equipment in. So
Everything was hand
everything
moved.
was hand moved, and also you couldn't take big equipment. So we had to improvise. We created certain rigs that we've never done before, but they're made out of plastic, so that they wouldn't, again, if something went wrong, it wouldn't hurt the stones.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you create new gears and
Yeah,
stuff.
we actually built like for a camera, so on the shoulders of a cameraman, PVC, thank you, piping. And so it was like our crane was a cameraman. He stood up, and it was on top of this, built onto his shoulders, and that was our crane.
Wow, made of plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Did you feel that we did Peru proud?
Yeah. And it's fun, and it's visually, and it's real. So that's the things that we love. This, as you say, it's not a green screen or just one establishing shot and that's it.
That's
it's
right.
like we feel it. So thank you for that.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Nice to talk to you.
Maximals, Autobots, roll out!
I don't know if you had any idea how big deal this is for us. How was for you the idea to bring this amazing franchise in a complicated locations that we got there?
I mean, it was tough, but definitely worth it. You know, as you know, in Peru, there are locations that have never been shot before, and we shot during the day and the night, and so it was really tough on the cast and crew, the traveling back and forth. But it was so beautiful, the locations and the mountains. And then same with Machu Picchu. We just didn't have control over the weather. The altitude was really high, so it was really tough to breathe. And I wasn't thinking about that when shooting there. You know, I'm like, I'm gonna do an action sequence, and Anthony's gonna run across the field. And he was like, he couldn't, it was one take, and he was like, dude, this is tough to run. I'm like, okay, we gotta be smart about how we do this. So there were definitely challenges we didn't think about, you know, but again, our biggest goal was to try to capture as much as possible.
And how do you combine the sequence, like the practical there, with the special effects. So that part of, for the blending to perfectly match everything.
Well, in Peru specifically, I feel like there were certain areas like Terapoto, we were allowed to actually have explosions.
Okay.
There weren't any like ruins around our area. And so it was just, jungle and some like farms. And so we shot on private property, and we also shot in like nowhere, but we were able to actually have live explosions, which help blend in sort of reality, if you will, with the humans, and then you add the robots later. Machu Picchu was tough because we weren't able to have any explosions on Machu Picchu, as we all know. We could barely even run. You got to make sure you didn't step on anything or any sacred stone or anything like that.
And everything was hand moved from one place to another.
Exactly. So we had handheld cameras trying to capture this thing and run with, but it actually worked in our favor to do more handheld work because now you're running with the human being, and then you do the same when you tilt up to a robot. And you're kind of in a human perspective looking up at these big, huge robots in Machu Picchu. And so it was stuff like that we had to adapt to on the fly that helped us like blend in that sort of the location of Machu Picchu with our robots that we had.
Well, time's up. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And thank you for bringing this amazing franchise to us and now to the world.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
It was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.